very warm welcome to everyone seated here today. I, Nidhi Muthane, will be your host for today's event. I take this opportunity to thank Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, the founder and president of Mahabodhi International Meditation Center, for giving me this opportunity. Without further ado, once again, a hearty welcome to a special program organized by Mahabodhi International Meditation Center in honoring and encouraging Team C.L.A.W along with the 20 differently abled individuals under Operation Blue Freedom, a land world record at Siachen Glacier. On behalf of our President, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, I would like to welcome our chief guest for today's event, Major General Akash Kaushik, Chief of Staff, 14th Corps, the DIG of ITBP, Shri Sandeep Khosla, Founder C.L.A.W, Major Vivek Jacob, Ms. Padma Angmo, Secretary Social and Tribal Affairs. I welcome you all. I also take this opportunity to welcome the guests seated amidst us, our dear and most respected members of Mahabodhi, the Mahabodhi principal, our dear students, and our staff. I welcome you all. As you all know, Mahabodhi International Meditation Center is an enormous campus that encompasses multifarious activities. In the year 1986, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena had founded the Mahabodhi International Meditation Center. Our beloved Guruji is a true beacon of dedication, determination, and a torchbearer of compassion and action. To have a glimpse of these initiatives based on compassion and action, we have a short screening of a documentary of MIMC. So please, relax and watch our documentary.
Makes it one of the most scenic and culturally unique places on earth. Many visitors visit Ladakh to enjoy the serene ambience, pleasant weather, and the natural beauty of this place. Ladakh shares its border with China and Pakistan, and the Indian Army makes up a large part of the area's population. From this crowd, a young soldier who was sincerely serving his duty left army with the intention to serve his people and society. Born in a humble farmer's family, Angchuk was a curious child, always wondering about creation and the existence of even the smallest things. At the age of 17, he joined the Indian Army. One day, in response to an inner spiritual calling, he decided to shed his mundane life and enter into the stream of Dharma with a new name, Sanghasena.
Venerable Sanghasena, after having gone to training as a soldier, decided instead to be the soldier for the Buddha.
Soon after completing his studies as a monk, Sanghasena returned to Ladakh, and in 1991, he set up the Mahabodhi International Meditation Center. Once a dry, barren land has now turned into an oasis.
When he came to this barren land, there was nothing around it.
Today, this 250 acres of land is a vibrant hub of educational, humanitarian, and spiritual services.
The best religion for the hungry is the food. The best religion for the thirsty is water. The best religion for the sick is the doctor and medicine, and for the homeless people to have a basic home to protect them from the severe cold and heat is the priority before we go to the high philosophical teachings of Buddha.
Sanghasena strongly believes that education is the best means to transform anyone's life for the better. In the real sense, Sanghasena has a kind and compassionate heart who can't see any living being in pain. In Ladakhi society, girls are given lesser opportunity for education and other privilege as compared to boys. Considering the fact, he decided to open a girls' school.
From the main thrust of his charitable work or compassion in action is actually education. I think he has changed many young children and they've now become adults. And through the process of that transformation that he has introduced, the children are now more morally inclined, and they have actually an asset.
I pray for the long life of my Guru Venerable Sanghasena so that he can continue his mission in providing holistic education for needy children of Ladakh. It is from this school that life has been transformed for me, my own life, and many more lives like me have been transformed.
I would like to thank Venerable Sanghasena for giving me education and his dedication, his work, and everything. We just appreciate him.
Thank Venerable Sanghasena, my beloved teacher, father, mother, everyone, for transforming my life.
Started with 25 girls from poor and remote families. In 1992, Sanghasena opened a girls' hostel. In 1996, a similar boys' hostel was also established. Today, there are 130 girls and 140 boys residing in these hostels. They are provided with free boarding, lodging, medical care, and education. The school, with an enrollment of some 500 students, is an extension of Sanghasena's commitment to ensure quality education for such children, where equal importance is given to moral, social, and spiritual knowledge. Education is not kept confined to the campus of Mahabodhi. Sanghasena has also opened schools in remote villages like Bodhkharpur and Tingmuskang, along with hostel facilities to ensure education to the poor rural children.
I am ever grateful to my most revered master, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, for transforming my life through the light of education and of course through the light of moral education.
Sanghasena himself walked through the tough terrain to select the most needy children from places like Changthang, where temperatures drop below -35 degrees in winters, and to remote villages in Zanskar Valley, where the children are brought many miles over an ice-covered Zanskar River to ensure their timely enrollment at the start of the session. Mahabodhi runs a nunnery and has also established the Jitavana monastery for monks. Here, along with spiritual teachings, nuns and monks are given a modern education.
Due to the gratefulness and the gratitude of our Reverend Master, Venerable Sanghasena, we the nuns of nunnery are able to get the basic monastery trainings and also the modern secular educations for our life.
Be it nuns, monks or children, Mahabodhi provides high-quality academic education up to the 10th standard, after which students have to go outside Ladakh for higher studies. Yet sadly, this option often proves too costly for most to consider. Keeping this constraint in mind, Sanghasena has established a girls' hostel in Chandigarh, where presently there are 35 girls pursuing their higher studies. Angmo, hailing from Himachal Pradesh, is among them. She is visually impaired and was raised in the blind hostel of Mahabodhi, where she studied till class 10th. She then studied up to class 12th in Chandigarh, and today she is studying in Delhi.
I lost every hope of life when I lost my eyesight. So luckily I contacted Mahabhuti and I met with my beloved Guruji, who transformed my darkness life with education. So right now I pursue my higher education in Delhi University, as well as I learned many new things, for example sports and basic mountain course, which I done last summer.
Mahabodhi opened Ladakh's first hostel for visually impaired children, which was inaugurated by the then President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The facility provides a full range of activities along with academic education.
His charitable works, his humanitarian works are so beautiful. Just imagine one man And I think it's so wonderful to see how his heart bleeds to serve people.
For old people who are separated from their families and are left homeless in a rapidly changing culture, life in Ladakh is very difficult, especially during winter months. Bone-chilling cold and snowfall adds to the misery of the discarded elderly. And one such abandon was Abi Lasket.
When I heard about the terrible flights of Abi Lasket, I immediately decided to bring her to the Mahabodhi Devachan campus. And we built a small home for her. And from Abi Lasket, I realized that there are so many others, elderly people, who are really in need of a home for them. Thus, the Mahabhuti Maitri old age home was established.
Apart from human lives, Sanghasena has also transformed a huge desert land into a sanctuary of planting thousands of trees along with orchards, herbal garden and greenhouses through an efficient drip irrigation system, contributing to beauty as well as environmental conservation.
Here, when it was barren land 10-15 years back, I've seen that it is entirely green through drip irrigation and through many artificial methods. He has done a big work, and this is a record.
In the light of the ecological sensitivity of the region, the decreasing snowfall and declining water levels in the rivers, along with the high ignorance levels of the indigenous population towards harnessing renewable sources of energy, such as solar power, has compelled Sanghasena to look for a viable and sustainable solution to count the significance of Himalayas and protect it for millions of people and hundreds of species whose survival depends on Himalayas.
Solar energy is one of the most important alternative energies that we need in the mountains, and already Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena has some collaboration all over India and all over the world in regard of solar energy and implementing it in the Himalayas. So it would be wonderful if we could implement more solar technology in the Himalayas.
With a passion to have compassion in action, Sanghasena founded a non-governmental organization named Save the Himalayas Foundation, with a challenging mission to protect and preserve the Himalayas.
Being a charitable organization, Mahabodhi runs all of its activities almost entirely through donations as its main source of income. An exception to this is the Global Family Home, a complex of 66 rooms with attached baths, which is an income-generating project at Mahabodhi. Besides their own guests and supporters, the Mahabodhi Global Family Home welcomes all spiritually inclined tourists who can enjoy the serene and uplifting environment of the Devachan campus while vacationing in Ladakh.
Pure mind is essential for a meaningful life. For this, practice of yoga and meditation is vital. In Mahabodhi today, a large number of locals and foreigners have benefited with yoga and meditation techniques, which has totally transformed many lives. The Mahabodhi campus is also an important center for cultural exchange, a meeting point of East and West. It is a place to learn, a place to explore the hidden truth and beauty of life, a place to share experiences and views with one another.
His idea
to make here a place where people from all over the world can come, meet, talk together, learn from each other. That is the idea of the global family, and the idea that we are all human beings. There's no difference if you are Indian, American, German, or something. We are human beings. He is not talking about the Dhamma, he is living the Dhamma.
Humanitarian services have been the prime motive of Sanghasena's life. But at the same time, he also upholds the motto of unity in diversity. With such vision, Mahabodhi has been hosting unique events to promote interfaith brotherhood by combining religious leaders across the world with school students who together spread the message of communal harmony and peace.
संतों का कोई मजहब नहीं होता, संतों का मजहब होता है इंसानियत। इंसानियत के लिए वो हमेशा इस पर उन्होंने बहुत काम किया। और किसी भी, मैं मुसलमानों से जब इनके बारे में बात करी, वहाँ के इमामों से मैंने जब बात की, तो सभी ने बहुत खुशी का इजहार किया। आपको सब चाहते हैं।
For the work he has done in encouraging religious brotherhood, Sanghasena is a renowned and respected figure not only in Ladakh but at the national and international level. The many appreciation awards and citations mark his continuous contribution towards humanity and his personal commitment to spread universal brotherhood. Through his noble propagation of the Buddha's teaching on equality and sovereignty, brought radical social transformation to millions of disadvantaged and discriminated people in other parts of India, who suffered unreasonably as a consequence of caste system, thus empowering them and enabling them to live with fundamental human rights and real dignity.
Even after doing so much for society, Bhikkhu Sanghasena's heart, mind and soul were still restless, thinking of the growing violence and hatred in our world today. This led him to set up the Mahakaruna Foundation.
We human beings can experience divine life here, but look how we are behaving. Human beings themselves become like a ghost or devils. So much hatred, so much killing, so much war and violence.
With this simple yet profound message, Bhikkhu Sanghasena set out on a journey of conducting Mahakaruna Day in various parts of India, as well as numerous other parts of the world, with the objective to empower, educate, and energize individuals and communities with the Buddha's teaching of Mahakaruna into practice, in order to promote interfaith harmony, world peace, and global family.
Several years back, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama visited Baba Andri's Center for Serving the Leprosy Patients. And His Holiness uttered a word, I am just preaching Karuna and you are practicing Karuna. So I thought this is applicable with Sanghasena as well. We are preaching Karuna and he is exactly practicing Karuna to looking after the old people, children, patients and needies and all this.
Lord Buddha said, those who serve the sick serve me. It is these words of Buddha that has motivated Sanghasena Mahathera to open a modern, well-equipped hospital, especially for poor patients. It has become a vital health service provider in the region with good doctors, quality medicines, and state-of-the-art medical equipment. He traveled with his team of experienced medical personnel to far-flung areas to provide medical assistance where even basic medical facilities weren't available. Seeing the smiles and contentment along with heartfelt gratitude amongst the people, Bhikkhu Sanghasena went ahead to embrace the entire Himalayan region to benefit from this noble initiative, and thus came into being the Global Doctors Association for the Himalayas.
Still, there are so many villages scattered between the big Himalayan mountains who are deprived of the basic health care systems. So to address or to offer a little more health service program, we hope to organize more medical camps, we hope to invite more volunteers, doctors for medical camps, or to establish medical centers, nursing home and other medical centers, not only in Ladakh but in the entire Himalayan region, and let us work together in those very remote, inaccessible and very severe cold regions of the Himalayan mountains.
Slowly and steadily, the unique vision of Bhikkhu Sanghasena became aware to doctors from across the world, and who in turn did their bit by being a part of various medical camps, which provided advanced surgical treatments, gynecological assistance, and eye care to the people of the Himalayan region free of cost. However, his vision and aspirations to serve the poor, needy, and deprived sections of society doesn't end here. He wants not only to improve the lives of Ladakhis, but aspires to send a strong message of love, compassion, and brotherhood in the entire world. As Sanghasena says, our own peace and happiness and our own health and harmony strongly depend on the welfare of others near and far. If we really want to lead a meaningful life, we must work to improve our own mind, work to serve the communities in which we live, and work for peace and harmony in the world. This has been my life's goal. I hope you will join me.
Guests for the lighting of the holy lamp, followed by an ode to the triple gem.
Don't afraid to come near monks there?
Just waiting for
monks are not so bad.
the best.
Sir.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Triple Gem. You are our savior,
commanded by Major Vivek Jacob, an ex-para Special Forces officer, along with a team of veteran soldiers from the Indian Armed Forces, have come together to implement their skill sets for the betterment of society. Each member of Team C.L.A.W is qualified in extreme adventure sports and equipped with survival, life, and military skills. Team C.L.A.W's skill sets have application for the empowerment with people who are differently abled. Operation Blue Freedom, primarily skilling and training people with difficulties in adventure sports. Team C.L.A.W is about applying special forces skill sets in all walks of life. The first application is Operation Blue Freedom. This is a synergy between people with disabilities and special forces soldiers where they can exchange skill sets and can diffuse the mindset towards the society. Team C.L.A.W has understood that people with disabilities have different challenges, and one of them being wrong perception of their abilities. This led to the understanding that adaptive adventure sports are the best way to redefine the differently abled through inclusivity with the non-disabled. The Government of India has accorded sanction to Team C.L.A.W to lead a team of people with disabilities to scale the Siachen Glacier and create a new world record for the largest team of people with disabilities to scale the world's highest battlefield. The team of people with disabilities is a composite team consisting of disabled serving officers and other ranks from the Indian Armed Forces, veterans with disabilities, people with disabilities from Kashmir and Ladakh region as part of Operation Sadbhavan, the civilians with disabilities. I once again welcome you all, and we truly hope we're able to justify and do justice in honoring and genuinely encourage you all to scale this adventure of yours. With this, I would like Spaldon to once again come on stage and sing a song in
स्वागत है अभिनंदन है फुलरी जैसे सच्चे मन से फुलरी जैसे सच्चे मन से स्वागत है अभिनंदन है स्वागत है अभिनंदन है देवाचन में स्वागत है देवाचन में स्वागत है
the principal of Mahabodhi School, Ms. Siachen Glacier, to give a short speech.
Well, I can introduce myself. I'm Siachen Glacier. I'm right now entrusted with the responsibility to lead the visionary school that Guruji has established. I'm right now working as a principal. But actually, there's a beautiful story to my life. I'm a product of the school. I'm one of the first batch student of the school where I'm serving as a principal today, and it is an opportunity for me that my Guruji has bestowed. So I thank my teacher for bestowing this opportunity, for trusting in us and helping us soar high. Thank you very much. That's my brief introduction. I'm nothing more than Mahabodhi in itself. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries. I will not take much of your precious time, but given an opportunity, I was really thrilled to stand amidst all of you and to speak few lines on the various activities that Mahabodhi has been doing for differently able people and children of Ladakh. So it is really a wonderful opportunity for us because today we stand here hearing such great things about this expedition by C.L.A.W global team, and what greater platform we will get than this one to share about the activities in our own humble way that we are doing in Mahabodhi, so that together as a force, as one voice, we can stand stand for justice, to stand for inclusiveness, and to stand for equality and human rights. So thank you for bestowing this opportunity to have this honoring ceremony for all of you, and thank you for spending your very precious time out of your busy schedule and being part of this honoring program organized by the President of Mahabodhi International Meditation Center and the family members of Mahabodhi. So I've been bestowed with this opportunity to share a few lines about the various work that Mahabodhi is doing. The documentary is self-explanatory though, but still I would like to try my best and give you glimpses that would have got missed in the movie. So Mahabodhi International Meditation Center was established in the year 1986 on a stretch of barren land where not even a blade of grass and not even a drop of water could be seen 20-30 years back from now. Today, what meets your eye in the campus is not less than a miracle. It is the hard work of a man for whom his vision of meditation in action, compassion in action was the prime motive and highest aspiration of his life. Today, in this 250 acre of land, and in fact much beyond the borders of this campus, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena has been doing great pioneering work, life transformative and life affirmative initiatives that everyone associated with Mahabodhi takes great pride and honor in. Today, Mahabodhi runs various humanitarian activities in its Devachan campus, including school for underprivileged children, old age home, charitable hospital, residential hostel for boys and girls, nunnery, monastery, yoga and meditation center, hostel for differently able individual, global family guest house, higher education program, and schools in remote areas, and many more. One of his many path-breaking initiatives was the Hostel for Visually Impaired Children, which was inaugurated in July 2006 by the then President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It was the first and one of its kind in the entire Ladakh, and I would very proudly say that it was then the seed for inclusive education was sown in Ladakh. It was already in the 80s and 90s, our revered teacher, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, was already talking about inclusive education and integrated society for differently able children and people of Ladakh. In those days, people of Ladakh did not have the opportunity and avenues to hear about inclusive education owing to the backwardness and remoteness of this place called Ladakh in the far Himalayas. In such an era, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena faced all hardships and tremendous challenges, be it in terms of manpower, finances, and other resources, added to the topographical hardships of this place, which you all know by UT Ladakh today, to initiate such far-sighted initiatives those days. However, for him, there was no looking back, and out of sheer compassion and great willpower and unshaken faith in his vision for a better society for the children and underprivileged people of Ladakh, he went on and on with his humble initiatives, and today you see Mahabodhi is one of the leading NGOs in the northern Himalayas and India as well. Along with the home for the visually impaired children, he also established the Mahabodhi Maitriya Old Age Home for abandoned and disabled elderly who needed a home to live peacefully and dignifiedly in this most hardest and toughest phase of their lives. Ladakh is genetically a very closely and lovingly knit society with very strong family bonds and culturally very high familial values they have. However, many a times, with the differently abled in the family, as a family member in the house, the special care and patience needed by them, and the finances involved in the medical care leave most of the humble families of Ladakh despair, who are already working very hard and struggling in their lives to make ends meet. Our teacher, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, without a second thought, embraced all the children and all such differently able elderly people and created a happy space for them here in this Devachan campus. Today, we are very happy and very proud that Miss Siachen Angmo and Miss Dechen, who are part of your expedition, and Hostel as well, and Mr. Lobzam also, who are very much part and parcel of our organization and product of this very campus and his vision. Not only building homes for visually impaired children and home for the elderly and physically challenged and mentally challenged people, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena have been organizing very path-breaking and innovative counseling and awareness sessions in remote areas of Ladakh as well as other parts of India. And most importantly, he has been organizing various mobility camps for over thousands of people with physical disability and offering them Jaipur foods, prosthetic limbs, calipers, crutches and wheelchairs and various of such mobility programs that Mahabodhi has been organizing for past 2 decades or so. Besides this, we have also, under the care and loving compassion of Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena, many of the intellectually challenged individuals such as epileptic patients, patients with dementia and terminally ill patients have been also given a very safe home and loving home here in this campus, and Mahabodhi has been taking care of their basic needs and most importantly the medical needs that their families could not take care. And also we have one of its kind hospice in Ladakh, which is the only hospice in the entire the then Jammu and Kashmir state, now UT Ladakh, and we are the only organization to have this hospice where terminally ill patients and elderly people are given the most needed medical facility attention they need at the tough stage of their lives. Today Mahabodhi has become a role model, and I really take pride in being a student and humble student of Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena and doing my bit in his visionary concept of education that he has. And I'm very happy and proud that today our alumni, Ms. Chunzin and Lobzang and Dechen are part of this expedition. I want to take this opportunity to thank with folded hands to all the corps members for including them. And like I said at the beginning, together we have to be one force, one voice, and that's why we thought this is a beautiful opportunity to share what we have been doing, what our Guruji has been doing in his humble way, and what great work that you guys are doing, and let's bring it together and walk and march forward together. With these words, I thank you, and given this opportunity, I really want to thank one personality who is sitting amidst us, Madam Padma Angmo. We have been looking at you as a great inspiration, as a woman officer serving here in Ladakh. All the students, especially the girls and the nuns here and all the ladies who are sitting here today, look up to you and take great inspiration. You are one of the daughters of the soil. We always have been saying sons of the soil, so we are one of the daughters of the soil who are serving the land, and we take great pride. And thank you for being amidst us today. I wanted to say this personally because being a woman, I really feel great when I see women empowering women in the leadership section. Thank you very much, and we take great inspiration from you, and please keep guiding us. Thank you everyone once again, and have a good evening. Our children have prepared lots of songs and dances in your honor. Please sit back and enjoy. Thank you for the patient hearing. Thank you.
They are being sidelined. People don't understand ये लोग कर क्या सकते हैं.
Never in my wildest of dreams that I dive, scuba dive, and then I meet, take up a gang, and it's crazy.
I got a glimpse of what life is like for people with disabilities, people with spinal cord injuries, people living their life in wheelchairs.
We create these barriers for people with disability. I think that's need to go away, and that's where I think law is playing a very important role.
We got together as a team and we decided to move across the country and train people with disabilities in scuba diving. चंडीगढ़ से हम लोगों ने जर्नी स्टार्ट की.
स्कूबा डाइविंग भारत में अभी पूरी तरह से विकसित करना बाकी है. मुझे लगता है कि जो स्पेशल फोर्सेस के लोग हैं वे इस फील्ड में बहुत ही एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं. उनके माध्यम से आम लोग भी सकते हैं. How do I say it? The impossible is nothing is what I feel.
I made him a promise, and that one day we'll dive together, and from that I started thinking about it, of how it is possible to make that happen. मैं ऐसे दौड़ने वाला बंदा चलने कूदने वाला बंदा सडनली मुझे चोट लगी है तो मुझे हल्का अगर स्पीड इसमें तो मुझे
Like the crowd waves, thoughts, impatient, long enough, not waiting.
would like to call upon the DIG of ITBP. Sir, if you could just share a few words. Sandeep, Khosla, sir.
My friends who are here to conquer the land, the air and the water. We are all from forces and we have been encountering such difficult terrains. Life is not that easy. But I'll not take much time, I'll just pay my regards to all of you to have a faith in the life, to have faith in ourselves. The thing which you are planning to do, which this C.L.A.W is planning to undertake in future, I'll simply just say that you are beyond imagination, and I salute all of you for this special adventure, special motivation which you have given to all of us. Thank you very much. Once again, thanks a lot.
Next, our chief guest, Major General Akash Kaushik. Sir, can we please have you on stage to share a few words?
The Secretary, DIG and the members of the C.L.A.W team. You know, in our organization, in the Army, we have a saying that either we'll find a way or we'll make one. And I think C.L.A.W epitomizes this saying in the exact meaning of that word. They're making a way for the people who we look at who are differently abled. And sometimes I feel, after I spoke to Arun and Jacob when they came to us to help them organize this thing, I sometimes wondered, are they disabled or are we disabled? We are all disabled because we look at people in our mindset. We are disabled in our mind. And these guys are trying to break those shackles in us by making the disabled guys tell us this is not the way you look at people. And I'm not only sure, I'm very positive that the C.L.A.W team and your brave enthusiasts who joined you will conquer Kumar, and we will support this expedition 100%. And we'd like to offer that any more expeditions you want to do in the coming time, we'll support it 100%. And we had restricted some numbers because of our constrictions on the glacier. Arun, you can speak to me. We'll take that up. We may get a few more people to climb the glacier so more people can participate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is the first time I've come to the Mahabodhi National Meditation Center, and I'm actually awed at the work you people are doing. The Army has been a part of the fabric of Ladakh since we got independence, and maybe before that. And actually, we are 1/3 of the population of Ladakh is the Army. And there's a tremendous work we've been doing in terms of schools. We run about 8 to 10 goodwill schools and many other things, but we have not been joined with Mahabhuti Center so far. So I would like to offer to the Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena that after this, in our own time, we must get together, and the Army will support the flawless work that you're doing. With whatever you need, we will support. And once again, to all the members of the C.L.A.W team and the kids out here, please take inspiration from these guys. If they can do it, you can do it. And that's the spirit that we need to have for all our youngsters out here. Whatever you set your mind on, you can conquer it. It's not at all difficult. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for inviting us, and I hope you guys do very, very well. Thank you.
A little difficult to share a few words. I think I'd speak something more than what the DIG has spoken, because there's so much that I would like to share today, but I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. I got a letter from Venerable Sanghasena ji. In the letter, he had invited me to this function. He had given a brief background about what MIMC has been doing. And what attracted my immediate attention was the paragraph he wrote about C.L.A.W. So I read about C.L.A.W because there was a letter that had come to us earlier also about the wonderful work that C.L.A.W is doing. But this, he had written, please come and motivate the team of C.L.A.W and some of the students from MIMC who would be part of C.L.A.W. Frankly, I think it's a contradiction. I don't think you need an inspiration or motivation. Rather, you have been our motivation and inspiration, going by the video that I've seen and by the kind of jazba that you all have. and also the wonderful students, the two students who would be accompanying you. I think they are motivation themselves. I think it's not coincidence, it's fate that you got along with MIMC, because Venerable Sanghasena himself is a Karma Yogi, and I think he's also trying to overcome the challenges the way you all are. I heard so much about MIMC. I haven't had the opportunity to come here earlier, though I wanted to. So much of her good work is being done here. I'm looking after social welfare, so I am slightly aware of the work that is being done. But the documentary was very informative. My father-in-law was associated with this wonderful organization in the initial years, so I am slightly aware of what all, how it started. But I've not totally understood the scale with which work has been done in the past 3 decades. To look at education for girls, going on to senior citizens, going on to health, and then persons with disabilities. I think there's so much of work that has been done. I would salute you, Venerable Sanghasena ji. So much of work has been done. As Secretary of Social Welfare, I would look forward to kind of extending all possible support that we can extend. And also take support from you, because I think you have got much more experience in this field than I have, or my department has, because our department is relatively young. It has just been 2 years of formation of UT, so we are still trying to understand the struggles and the challenges of persons with disabilities, of senior citizens. You'd be happy to know that we are planning to open up a senior citizen home. I hope that we'll be able to support the kind of work that you have been doing, and perhaps meeting up the numbers that you might not be able to reach out to despite all your efforts. It was wonderful to see all the performance by the young girls. Wonderful that you started with girls, and I think specifically your principal, and all your people are so articulate. I think the biggest success, you'd be so satisfied to see that your first batch of your student, and from there you're getting the principal who seems inspirational herself. She said that I might be a motivation, but I doubt it. I'm just one among the few bureaucrats who are doing their work. But I think it's people like C.L.A.W. C.L.A.W. who has been doing such good work. I'm sure she would be an inspiration for all the young girls here. Spaldon also, with so much confidence, she sang such beautiful songs. And the young girls who have been participating in the Independence Day celebrations also. So I think MIMC is very much there and participating in all the important events here, which gives a kind of a very wonderful platform to the children, because finally they have to go out in this world and contribute in whatever capacity they can. So I wish you all the best. I'd like to continue our association, and I would wish Team C.L.A.W the very best. I won't say I hope you conquer Siachen. I'm sure you'd be able to do it, and in flying colors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to call upon our founder and president, Bhikkhu Sanghasena, to please share a few words.
Thank you. I feel today is something very historical, that very special programs being organized under the leadership of a few very innovative, creative and adventurous army officers, retired, like Major Vivek Jacob and Major Arjun Amathe, etc. And this is something we all have to think about this. In the past, if somebody is physically disabled or something, it's considered now he is very different and cannot achieve, cannot do like other person, which is now proved false. This idea, the concept is wrong. You can see it from this movie. Those who have a perfect body, strong body mind, cannot do what these people who are known as physically disabled have done, have achieved. That is very clear from the movie. And that's why I also have been telling very often that with education, even a disabled person is no more disabled or handicapped. Without education, even a robust person becomes a disabled person, you know. So with the modern technology, modern education, and with the support and guidance from wonderful people like the army here in Ladakh and other organizations like Mahindra and others, wow. So if we can show to the world that this idea that a visually impaired person cannot do, or physically challenged person cannot achieve, cannot do like others. You already have shown it, and it will be we must come together to show to the world this is wrong, and we must help come together to help this wonderful, strong-minded people. Mahabodhi, in our own humble way, have been involved in a humble service, to humanity, including visually impaired children. This was our first attempt, first hostel and school for visually impaired children. And then the Dr. Abdul Kalam was kind enough to come and inaugurate and bless these projects. I'm so happy today to see these children. Now they are pursuing master's degree in Delhi University, some in Chandigarh, and one fellow, Lobzang, have gone through a special training in Bombay, in Pune, massaging, and he can earn more money than anybody else. During the summertime, in our guest house, he has great demand. People come here and go for trekking, they need massage, and he earns more money than any other staff. And he also have gone through a training of making so many varieties of candles, beautiful candles. So he's a more capable person than any others ordinary persons. And these girls, Siachen Angmo, wow, he also had to face a lot of challenges, though we were fortunate to have her with us, and she was fortunate to, come here. But he had a lot of challenges, physical problems. We sent to Army Hospital, they did their level best, we had to send to Delhi several times. Difficult, but eventually, very fortunately, with blessings of the Lord and the support from good people, she was able to overcome all his health problems. Now, she's no less than anybody else. She already completed her master's degree. She already did the cycling from Manali to Khardungla, and she already did the mountain climbing course, the basic one, and she did judo, played judo, and received several awards. And now she is dreaming to climb Mount Everest, and I'm sure her dream will come true. Yeah. So wonderful. The other girls also are doing excellent in her studies and singing, dancing. She is no less than anybody else. So I'm very happy to see them, of our humble initiative to help them. And actually we have to change our mental attitude, build up the mind strong. If you build a strong mind and change the attitude, the negative attitude, we can't do, we can't achieve, we are different than others, that attitude must be changed. If you can change that attitude and build up the mind, you can achieve anything. You can see it very clearly from the video presentations. So we still have, India is a big country, we have millions of people, who need to be encouraged, inspired, who thinks, no, I'm handicapped physically, mentally, I can't do. We must now contact them and inspire, encourage them to come up in life. I remember my guru is from Bangalore, and we wanted my guru to visit Ladakh. And I've been inviting him for last many years, but he had an open heart surgery, and doctors have told him, no, you cannot go to such a high mountains, it's a risk. So he didn't come all the years until he was 8 years. And in last moment, he was in America, California, and I got a phone call one day, suddenly got a phone call. Sanghasena, I'm coming to Ladakh.
First I thought he's making jokes. And then I realized, no, it was not a joke. Then I asked, Master, how about the advice from the medical field doctors? Then he said, now I'm 80-year-old. If something happens, I can't think of a better place than Ladakh to live this world. I don't care about what doctors say, I'm coming. So I was so happy. One side I was so happy. On the other side I was so much concerned, scared, what will if something happened. So he came with the 70 people, half from USA, half from South India. I went to the airport with ambulance and doctor and oxygen and all these things. He came out from the aircrafts and went to the VIP lodge, nothing happened. We brought him here, put in the room, nothing happened the first day. Nothing, next day nothing happened. Next day what happened? Several other people, young people, stronger and younger than my guru fall sick. My guru was, nothing happened to my guru. Then after a few days I took him even to higher than this place, my private hermitage in Kamsa Valley, much higher than this place. I took him here and we walked in the valley, nothing happened. He's as strong as before. Then I asked, Master, what is this? You had open heart surgery and doctors have told you that going to such high altitude is risk. And many of young people, stronger than you, younger than you, fall sick and nothing happened to you. What is this? Then my master said one word, there is a called mind over matter. Right? So if we can build up the mind, everything is possible. Yeah? So I will not take much time. Mahabhuti always has been blamed for making long program. I think today also, I don't know whether we will be free from this blame. Ganesh Malla seems to be ready to say that. And we are truly, feel so happy to welcome and host our crop teams here. And please consider this is your main center, main camp in Ladakh if you want to do anything in the future. It is your ashram, and this ashram is dedicated to the people. We believe in the service. We don't believe in other things. Building big temple, big statue, no. That has not been our distance. Usually people believe bigger the temple, bigger the statue, or more merit, punya karma you are doing. We are slightly different than this. So people usually, visitor comes to a spiritual place, first they say, I want to go to your big Buddha hall and want to pay our respect to the Buddha and then come to and see you. Yeah, usually everywhere in all religious places, in ashrams. So some people come here also say, Sanghasena, first we want to go and pay our respect to your big temple and big Buddha statue. Where is it? Then I say, I'm sorry, sir. My Buddha does not live in temple. My Buddha lives in hostel for impaired children, usually impaired children. My Buddha lives in old age home. My Buddha lives in a hospital. My Buddha lives in the girl hostel, boys hostel. My Buddha lives in the school. My Buddha lives where compassion in action, meditation action, love in action. And some people understand. Most people scratch their head, it's this crazy man, this one. And we believe in that. So that's why we have tried to initiate it in this desert various services in a humble way. And today you are all here as our honored guests. Thank you. And what I want to say is that please make this program an annual program, right? And I believe there are many more people in India who need to be brought to the high mountain of Himalaya, to Siachen, who can create records in their life. And I'm sure our local government, UT government, will be more than happy to extend in all required help. Our army in Ladakh, just now Mr. General Sahib mentioned, they will be more than happy to support ITBP, and all will be able to support it. So please make it annual. Every year You must bring people, you must encourage them, you must create world records in the Guinness books and other records, Records for inspiration, for giving hope, inspiration to the people. That is what I mean by records. And I would like to thank so much to General Sir for sparing your time to grace this important occasion. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank Madam for sparing your time to come and grace this occasion and your words of inspiration. Yes, thank you. We look forward for your guidance, support to move forward whatever little services we have initiated here. And we thank you, IG Sahib, DIG Sahib, our neighbors for coming and gracing this occasion this evening. I would also like to thank everyone who are present there for coming and joining us these programs. And we are always grateful to Indian Army. Besides defending, protecting our motherland in the world highest battlefield, the most difficult, coldest, highest place, Army also has been a source of great, source of development for Ladakh. So, Army and civilian always we should work together. Sometimes we have this idea of protecting border area is something to Army. We are not the civilian, which is wrong. Sometimes Army will say we have nothing to do with civilian. I think which are wrong. We must work together. And Ladakh is a land of meditation yoga. When war happened with China, Pakistan, all the civilians will come, China said, we will come. But when there is no war, I would like General Sahib or me to meditate and become yogi. Ladakh is the best place to meditate, practice yoga, meditation, thus strengthening the inner part of our life, So we look forward to work together, as General Sahib mentioned. We have a very cordial relationship with Army from the beginning. And I also have an honor to serve in Indian Army 4.5 years. And I'm still getting the name Sanghasena. So I'm 60 plus, but sir, if you require, I'm still ready to come and in the eastern side or western side border, anywhere. So what else? And once again, welcome you all, and I pray and wish all of you a great success for your further programs, crossing the world highest motorable road, climbing Siachen and other places. Absolutely no doubt. You more than half journey you are already finished. The remaining one will be done easily. You have wonderful people, Indian Army everywhere to support and help you. And may the blessings of the Lord be with you. May all the obstacles, hindrances disappear. May all your noble wishes, good wishes be fulfilled without difficulties. May you always be healthy and happy and successful whatever you take up. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Colonel Sumit Pandeyji, heartiest congratulations and thank you. All the very best, sir. Next, Havaldar Ajay Kumarji. Havaldar Ajay Kumarji, all the best, sir. And thank you very much for being part of this ceremony. Next, we have Major Dwarkesh Ji. Major Dwarkesh Ji, all the best, sir, on behalf of Mahabodhi family. And thank you very much for being part of this program. Next, we have Mr. Akshat Rawat Ji. Mr. Akshat Rawat Ji. Congratulations, sir, and all the very best for your expedition ahead. Congratulations and thank you so much for being part of this program. Next we have Mr. Pushpak Ji. Mr. Pushpak. Congratulations to you as well, sir, and all the very best for expedition. Next we have Mr. Mahesh. Mr. Mahesh Ji. Congratulations, sir, and heartiest congratulations to you and all the best. Mr. Piyush Mathur Ji is next. I request you to step forward, sir. Mr. Piyush Mathur Ji. Mr. Rajit. Mr. Rajit Ji, please step forward, sir. Congratulations and all the very best on behalf of Mahabodhi family for expedition ahead, sir. All the very best. Thank you very much for being part of this program. Next we have Mr. Javed Ji. Mr. Javed Ji, please step forward and receive a scarf and a token of appreciation from our Guru on behalf of Mahabodhi family. Thank you very much. Next we have Miss Nazreen. Mr. Nazreen, sorry. Mr. Nazreen, I'm so sorry. I beg your pardon, sir. All the very best. And good luck to you on behalf of Mahabodhi family. Next we have Piyush Sahu Ji. Piyush Sahu Ji, please step forward, sir. And all the very best for your expedition ahead. Next we have Miss Chanchala Ji. Miss Chanchala Ji, please step forward, ma'am, and please accept a small token of appreciation from Mahabhuti family, and good luck to your expedition. Next we have Mr. Sunil Baid. Mr. Sunil Baid Ji, please step forward, sir. Good luck to you, sir, for your expedition. Next we have Mr. Irfan. Mr. Irfan, please step forward. Next we have Mr. Irfan with us. All the best, sir, and good luck to you for the expedition. Wish you all the best on behalf of Mahabodhi family. Next we have Miss Nidhi. Miss Nidhi, please step forward. Yes, we have another Nidhi here. All the best, Miss Nidhi, and good luck to you for your expedition on behalf of Mahabodhi family. I'm very proud to announce the next name, Miss Siachen Glacier, our very own family member and a proud participant of this expedition. Miss Siachen Glacier, a product of our school, and a girl with a high aspiration and big dreams. I'm sure they will come true. We're very proud of you, Chunjin, and good luck to you on behalf of your family members. Next, we have Miss Siachen Glacier, again a product of our school. Miss Siachen Glacier, please step forward. Very proud of you. Really, as family members, we really feel very proud to announce these names among such great personalities. Really proud of you, Siachen. I'm sure you will do very great in your life. Thank you very much. Now we have Mr. Lobsang with us. Mr. Lobsang, he is also part of our Mahabodhi visual impaired home, and now also working at the guest house, like I introduced. So wonderful work he's doing already with his various skills that he has got trained in. So wonderful, Lobsang, that you are now part of this expedition. So I once again request the audience to give a roaring applause for our team of 18 very special individuals who are going to make big names and world records in the days to come. Thank you very much. Okay.